Pollino starts now.
Well, good afternoon. It is Thursday. My name is Michelle Pollino. This is Pure Pollino. It's a very happy Thursday. We are in one day, 24 hours, or actually 48 hours into 2014. I am insanely excited about today's show because I have an insatiable appetite for food and knowledge. And today we get a super heaping tablespoon of both. For me, I've always struggled with my love of pork. I love pork. I love the pork roll. I love everything about the pork belly. But I also love the small and curious, lovable pig, as well as the large ones. And it wasn't until I started doing research on where my food came from and how I can eat better that I realized my love for the pig is often the same love a pig farmer has for their pigs. When I say pig farmer, I'm talking local, sustainable farming. Animals raised with humanity and kindness and grace. And I personally believe that when you raise animals in such a way, that transfers into the food on your table. That energy transfers into the food on your table. That's why it's kind of important to know where your food comes from. Not kind of important. It is important to know where your food comes from. And what the animal you're eating is eating. That's kind of huge. And the bigger the company, the mass-produced frozen foods, the more you will find animals given lower quality care, treatment, and food. And we're going to get into all of this today when we speak with my guest later on today. I do love the bacon. Valerie says I love the bacon. It's true, I love the bacon. There is these bacon wrap dates at AOC, restaurant and wine bar here in Los Angeles that are just to die for. But the reason I'm doing this show instead of a New Year, New Healthy You diet program show was because I believe that I think this year we can raise our level of consciousness in the way we look at food. And we all know how to diet. We all know resolutions. We all know that we're supposed to eat, right? All these bacon comments in the chat room are making me laugh. We're supposed to eat right and exercise, and that's how we live a healthy lifestyle. But I think eating right comes from knowing exactly where the food that you're putting in your mouth comes from. It's trusting your grocery, your grocer, the restaurants that you go to, the chefs that serve you, the waiters and waitresses. It's all in combination to make you a healthier human being. So today, we're going to talk to a couple that have started their own pig farm in Julian, California. And I'm really excited to talk to them. But first, before we get to that, I am going to do my favorite thing that I do on Thursdays now. It's called Your Foodie 5. The 5 biggest stories of the week.
In your news today...
And the gayest sounder ever. Plus, we're going to look at some foodie fads that were hot and not so hot in 2013. That'll come after the interview. But right now, we're going to get into the top 5 food news stories of the week. Here we go with number 5. A Montana-based craft brewer is suing the world's largest beer maker, alleging that the popular YouTube videos for Bud Light, I don't know if anybody's seen them. I was trying to download them, but I got this news story too late. Violate its trademark phrase, "Hold my beer and watch this." Now, the Big Sky Brewing Company filed its lawsuit against Anheuser-Busch in Missoula, Montana. I know some people in Missoula. The company says it has used the slogan since 2004 and has a trademark. At issue were 3 of the videos on Bud Lights. Has anybody seen these YouTube commercials yet? At issue were 3 videos. They were created by actor John Krasinski from, obviously, The Office. He plays Jim Halpert, and his business partner, Danny Stesson. The videos depict odd things that might happen after asking someone to hold your beer. Hold my beer. In one, a woman is celebrating her 100th birthday, and she feigns death after asking a young man to hold her beer. Then, after the man and his friends leave, she high-fives her other elderly friend, laughs, and they take off with the booze. Which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny, no? The videos debuted about a month ago, and as of Tuesday, had nearly 5 million views. You got to check them out online. Videos are online only. They do not air on television. So that's number 5. Number 4, this is breaking news for Los Angeles. Troy Mech is getting a younger, smaller brother in the form of Petit Troy, which will reside in the neighboring Tasty Thai slot, which becomes available recently. Ludo Lefebvre, I hope I'm saying that right, Lefebvre. It's kind of like, it's hard. Anyway, he's in our top 5 as well, coming up in a few minutes, because he's one of the hosts on The Taste, which is a show I'll talk about in a minute. But Ludo, along with John Shook and Vinny DiTolo, after their success of their, obviously, Troy Mech, they've decided, and it's in this pizza shop. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's one of those hidden restaurants, and you can only get in a reservation by going online and purchasing a ticket, and then you got to wait until your ticket is called. Yeah, it's crazy. So they're opening it's become so popular, they're opening up a second one right next door. It's the little sister of Troy Mech, Petite Mech. Or Petite Troy, sorry. Number 3, here's potentially huge news for techie nerds and foodies alike. Apple, the company, has filed a patent application for their very own reservation and ordering system. As reported by Patently Apple, the all-encompassing restaurant system would put reservation making, wait list management, and ordering right into the customer's iPhone-wielding hands. And that's not all. The more customers that participate, the more accurate the system can be. The wait times change based on what seated customers order. The system, which knows the average amount of time a customer spent at the table eating specific dishes, can alert waiting customers when their table's ready, which is very cool. Once at the table, the customer can use the system again to generate menu recommendations based on things like allergies, preferences, and then order from their mobile device right at their table. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Jetsons are not far away, my friends. Not far away at all. So number 2, number 2 on our list, ABC kicks off the second season, and this is what I was talking about with Ludo. Second season of its reality cooking competition show, The Taste, tonight at 8 o'clock. That's Central Time with a 2-hour premiere. It's good crazy. I love this show. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Chef and mentor Ludo Lefebvre, who I talked about earlier, who has a restaurant here in Los Angeles, says each mentor wants to win this competition. So it's almost like 2 competitions in one show. And he's like, everybody's got an ego, and you know it. The basic recipe is the same for every show. Like, I am a huge fan of MasterChef, and hopefully we'll have some more shows featuring MasterChef. And I love MasterChef Junior. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that's kind of awesome. The basic recipe of this show is the same. Home cooks and chefs must prepare one bite to present in a blind taste test to Anthony Bourdain. Chef Marcus Samuelson joins the returning judges, Ludo, and, of course, Nigella Lawson. Last season, I think Brian Malarkey was one of the judges. But this year, I think it's going to be great because I love Chef Marcus Samuelson. He's really awesome. He has a blog online, foodrepublic.com. I'm a big fan of it. You should check it out. But here it is. I need that drum roll, please. The number 1, Foodie 5. This is kind of gross, too. Your stomach's ready. I'm sorry. So if you're a working individual, you know how precious your lunch hour is, right? It is the one time that you can sneak away from the office, clear your head, fill your stomach, take a moment, meditate. But if you happen to be in a rush, most people are, they bring back their food back to their office and they sit in their cubicle and they eat. So what happens one day if you bring back your salad, you open it up, and on top of your salad is a dead frog? Yeah, kind of gross, right? That's exactly what happened to a Wall Street Journal employee who wishes to remain anonymous, who opened up her niçoise salad from Pret a Manger, is the restaurant, according to the Huffington Post. Her colleague, digital features editor Catherine Laurie, posted a photo of the abomination on Instagram. You got to look it up. Look up, I guess, Catherine Laurie's Instagram, and it's a photo of the dead frog. It's awful. Could you imagine that? They did, obviously, the restaurant released a statement saying they take issues like this very seriously. Their lettuce is sourced from farms that do not use any pesticides on its produce. Yeah, tell that to the dead frog. Therefore, organic matter does so they're calling the frog organic matter, does very rarely manage to pass through our production process. We are this is them still. We are currently looking into this issue to make every effort that this does not happen again. Well, there you go. At least it's all organic. That's all I'm saying. At least it's all organic. Pret-a-manger is French for ready to eat. Thank you for that. I would not. Beth in the chat room's like, I would not be ready for that. I would not be ready to eat that. It's true. Thanks for that. I had no idea. Emerald's table is okay. That's funny. So coming up next, I'm pretty excited about, like I said, today's show. I've always had difficulty eating pork, yet I just simply love it. And to tell you the truth, I did not eat meat and pork for years because of my love for animals. And I started to eat it again, but I started to eat it again with one thought in mind. I decided to understand where the animals come from and understand and to make sure that they're being treated fairly, humanely. I decided to do research into ways that I could understand the process better, understand what humane treatment of animals for food meant, and the purpose it serves to us and the environment. Because I think we're all in this together, animals and humans, and this really means a lot to me. And to be honest, I'm still learning about it, so that's why I'm insanely excited about today, because we're going to welcome guests Krys and Mike Cook from Cookpig's Farm in Julian, California. Julian's about an hour northeast of San Diego, hour southeast of Los Angeles. Now, Mike is an active military guy, and Krys, his wife, runs the farm with their 2 boys and other family members. Now, while being a mom to 2 boys is hard enough, she's got a farm with like 600 pigs on it. Like, could you imagine that? Or wait, no, not 600 pigs. One hog is like 600 pounds. Like, that's insane. So here's their story. After beginning with just a few pigs on the farm, they found that there was a tremendous interest and demand for high-quality product, which comes from humanely raised, locally grown, and pastured heritage pork. For me, I don't even know what half that stuff means. And so that's what I want to do. I want to find out more about it today. I want to find out what exactly humanely raised means. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to break. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk to Krys and Mike. So Krys and Mike Cook from Cookpig's Farm are going to be with us in just a few minutes. And they're going to tell us how they got together, how they did a pig's farm. How do you do a pig's farm? How does that come about? Is that a dream? They're going to be with us in 2 minutes, so stay with us. All right, we are back. This is Pure Pollino, Culinary Culture on Thursdays and Astrology on Tuesdays. I know they seem really different, but they're really one and the same. They're both passions of mine. And I thank you guys for sharing them. I'm pretty excited about today because on the line with us right now, we have Krys. You guys there?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good, Krys, how are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm sorry if my voice is kind of messed up right now. And Mike's here, too.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, how are you? I am so excited that you guys are here. I don't know if you heard me. I'm going to do a little bit more intro of you guys, so to my listeners.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
Great. So
great.
Krys and Mike approached their family with the idea of cook pigs as something bigger than a hobby. And this is how they got started, but still on a scale that will be manageable as a family business. The idea was to create a farm-to-table operation, which would allow for the kind of care, personal attention, and quality, which is an integral part of how the entire family wanted to set up the ranch. Now, Cook Pigs Ranch has been in operation since 2012. Their pigs live in large outdoor pens where they're allowed to roam and pasture as desired. They have large, comfortable shelters and barns for sleeping, colder weather, and for maternity wards. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're happy to be on with you, so thank you so much.
So tell me a little bit about how this all came about. I'm sure it's nothing you were thinking when you got together, like, hey, let's do a pig farm.
Yeah, that's a really good question because I don't think that we exactly know. It was sort of a progression. But on a simple basis is that Mike grew up in the South, and I grew up in Calabasas in Los Angeles area, and we both grew up on decent pieces of land, but did not grow up doing farming at all. Mike is a hunter, avid hunter, and fisherman, but we did not grow up doing 4-H or FFA or anything like that. When we had our first, our second baby, we decided that we wanted to have more space, and so that was around 2011. We bought a little piece of property, about an acre and a half, up in Fallbrook, California, and that's where we started getting animals for ourselves. And we very much cared about what was going into the animals because we have food allergies, and we just wanted to take care and do the best that we could. And we started getting interest from people that family, friends, just randomly that would want to buy animals from us. And when we started with pigs, to say I became obsessed with them is a little bit understated.
Yeah, I know. I have so many questions for you, Krys, because I can see how much you care about your pigs. It's in your pictures on Instagram. It like touches my heart. It's awesome.
Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that because I think I might bore people sometimes with our dogs and our pigs, but
yeah.
Listen to Mike in the bathroom. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, this is a labor of love, and we try to. I know it's sort of a hard concept for some people to understand that the pigs are going to slaughter anyways. So why would you put so much into them if that's the end? And it's an education process that we feel like we're consistently having to do for people, and it's a beautiful process because. Pigs are one of the smartest animals. In fact, they're smarter than our dogs are for sure. And, it takes so much psychological advancement and knowledge on the human part to be able to actually interact with them and put them into a pasture and be able to treat them and create bonds with them. It's a very beautiful process.
I'm so impressed with that on so many different levels. And I don't know if you heard earlier, but I've always struggled with eating pork because I understand as well-educated people, we understand that the pig is the smartest animal on this earth. I think one of the smartest animals on this earth, and developing bonds with an animal that's intelligent. I struggle with eating it at the same time, but at the same time, I also love pork.
Who doesn't love bacon? I mean, yeah.
So, it's something that I really wanted to touch on because I know there's a lot of people like me out there, and I want to be more educated, and I want to help people get more educated on the concept. So let's first talk about this point. Let's talk about what exactly is a humane pig farm about.
Well, that's a really good question. To us, a humane pig farm is to let the pigs live the way that they are intended. Of course, that is in control. And when I say in control, that means that they're not running wild, right? Because pigs will run wild.
Yeah. Right.
But outdoor, being able to free range on to nuts and grass and soil. You see pigs in commercial farms, they have to give pigs iron supplements because the pigs are not able to root, which is a beautiful thing. You put them outdoors, they get all the vitamins and nutrients, right, minerals, omegas that they need.
From the dirt?
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, from the dirt. Where do they get all that? Is that because they're rooting and they're getting all...
Yeah, because they're digging up roots, they're digging up worms. I mean, they're eating all sorts of weird stuff that's in the dirt, and that's where they're getting all those nutrients from. That's why it's not healthy to feed, a pig to let us live its life on concrete,
I agree.
Or grain.
And I think...
Or grain.
Yeah, and I think this is why a lot of people have gluten allergies. My partner has gluten allergies, and it's horrible. It's like consuming the population. The reason it's consuming the population, I think, is because we're not treating our animals correctly.
Well, you're exactly right. And so, just like a grass-fed cow, and there's been so many different research and models on why grass-fed cows are better than grain-fed, right?
Right.
And you're getting all these more omegas and this more marbling, and you can take that same concept and put it into the pigs. I like to do a simple reason why our pigs are, I wouldn't even say better, but why our pigs are amazing, just as they stand. And there's 3 reasons. There's one, because they're heritage pigs. And if people aren't familiar with heritage pigs, they're a dying breed. There's about 9 to 12 of them of different breeds within this range of pigs. And they are specifically made for outdoor situations. They are not made for intensive farming or commercial farming at all. They have dark fur. They have lots of fur. They have a lot more fat. And the reason that they have a lot more fat is because that they have to fight off the outdoors. You see, the problem with commercial farming nowadays is that it's, number one, it's boring, okay? It's not only not inhumane, it's boring. Your food shouldn't look all the same, okay? The food shouldn't be in the market, and every single pork chop should be weighing X amount of pounds. It should be a process, because animals are all different, just like humans are. And so our pigs are much fattier and much bigger to fight off the weather, right, of where we live.
Right, Julian gets snow. Yeah.
Julian snows.
Yeah.
Julian we're at 5,000 feet up.
Yep.
So the reason we moved to Julian is because we're simulating an Iberico pig from Spain. So our pigs are what we like to call Prada pigs or Gucci pigs. They're not your normal handbag, okay? They're not like some kind of knockoff. These pigs are absolute, like, cream of the crop pigs. So, they're living in these situations where they have to learn how to fight off this weather. And yes, it is survival of the fittest, and we do have more pigs die than a commercial situation, but that is part of what we do. We don't use farrowing crates. We don't vaccinate. We don't do these things that are unnecessary. We let the pigs live naturally, and of course we intervene if we have to, but it's a very natural process for them. So, but that's number 2. So number 2 reason that the pigs are amazing is because they're living outdoors. They're gaining more intermuscular marbling and more fat cap. Right. Which for people that don't eat pork a lot, it'd be a very hard concept. Why do I want a fatty pig? You know, we've been bred to think, oh, we need a lean pig, the other white meat. Right. Our pigs are the other red meat. They're gorgeous. You know,
it's bright red. You'd love it.
Wow, so, that's incredible.
It is, and it's very exciting because it's truly for us. It's our art. It is truly a form of art for us. And when that butcher is able to make these pork chops for a chef and they can put it on the plate and people enjoy it, is a pretty amazing feeling that we're changing the way that food is looked at. You are definitely changing the way, and that's kind of why I wanted you guys on the show, because I've heard some really good things about you guys. Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So, but yeah, that's kind of the general concept. I'm sorry. And the third reason that thank you our pigs are different is that they do not eat commercial grain. So what I've created for them is a CSA program. I wish I created a CSA program for myself. That would have been awesome too. But instead, I've gone to lengths to do this for the pigs. And we go pick up feed 3 to 4 times a week from vendors that are giving away very healthy produce, such as greens, like green cuttings or avocados or ground almonds, apples, anyways, it's all stuff that we would put in our body. All stuff that we would put in our body. Yeah. Everything. That's exactly wholesome foods. And we go and pick this up we're very picky. We get, offered stuff that's weird and we don't take that, but we go pick up a high amount of this food every single week, and that's what they're fed. And so they're fed a very wholesome diet, and it makes them taste a lot better because they're seasonally fed. Yes. They're not, they actually change their flavor each season, which is pretty amazing. Right. And that would make sense to me. Now, I saw on Instagram you doctor your little piglets as well. I saw a shot of you with little Minnie, who was born way too small. Yes.
Yeah.
Little Minnie, unfortunately, Little Minnie died this morning.
Oh, my gosh. I am so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. The thing is, we got a lot of interesting comments on that on Facebook. People were really wondering, like, why we would even try to save it if it's going to die anyways. And you know what? That's not the way that we look at things. So, and I guess, you brought up a good concept earlier, how you get connected with these really intelligent animals and then you let them go to slaughter. But, we try to save everyone the best we can and give it the best life we can. And just because it's going to slaughter when it's 15 months old doesn't mean that when it's 5 months old it needs to be, suffering. And so we do administer medicine, and we do take them into our house to what we call doctor them on occasion.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think he might have. I ended up actually delivering him. He was kind of stuck in there, and I think maybe he might have had some kind of neurological issue from that. So I think that's kind of what led to his demise. But we gave him a chance at least.
Right. So how do you guys, when you get connected? I mean, what is the age that they go off? How many do you get? I mean, how many in a litter? How many do you have I have so many questions. I apologize. So let's
no, go ahead.
Let's hit that first question. What is the age that they go off? And are you connected to them, or do you? I might sound weird, but I hope not. But do you pray and you say thank you for your service and kind of and as they go off, and do you give them to humane butchers? These are questions that I think about.
These are fantastic questions. So let's see. I'm going to start with the beginning. Usually they go off around 15 months. It could be 13. It could be 18 months, honestly. So 15 months would be our average, which is a pretty long lifespan for a butcher pig. Also, our pigs are slow grown, though. We don't overfeed them, and we're feeding them such amazing produce, and we don't give any hormones, so they're not going to grow as fast as a commercial pig ever. Commercial pig 6 to 8 months is their lifespan. So that's kind of the first thing on that.
So it's a double their lifespan on the farm.
Yeah. We do. We do.
Sometimes it's even longer, but that's about average.
It's about average. Yeah, they're more mature hogs. They're more mature. And let's see. So, and then for slaughter, there's nothing that's pretty about killing any animal.
Right.
And my husband, being a hunter, has taught me quite a bit about respecting the whole animal. And that's originally what we've started this whole process with is the whole animal. We're selling the whole animal to people, and they're utilizing every single part of that. So that's kind of the first thing. But it's a very humbling experience. We have a lot of respect for the pigs. We are not a part of the slaughter process, and we're not there when the pigs are getting slaughtered.
Right.
They go to a USDA facility up north. And I have to be honest with you, in some ways, for my own psyche, that's probably better.
Right.
There is, I can't explain enough. We get a lot of people that, want to come over and see a pig slaughtered. And it's very humbling, and there's nothing exciting about it. It's sad. It's a very sad process. And respectful, because all of that food is going on your table. But, it's an interesting psychological process that as a farmer you could go through. You deal with a lot of death all the time.
Right. But at the same time, you deal with a lot of life. You're doing well, by the way. I know you're really sick. You're doing really well. But at the same time, you deal with a lot of life.
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot of blessings, and then there's a lot of sadness. And so I think as, what we do, every pig is profit for us, of course, and we're running a business and trying to make money. But on the other end of it there's that whole other part of growing that pig to where it is, and all of the emotional energy. And obviously we get emotionally involved. So it's disappointing when things happen, or when things don't happen the way that we plan, I guess. But that would be just part of life,
It is the circle of life. In many ways, somebody in the chat room is just saying it's the circle of life, and it is. And how many how many pigs are born? I see there's big litters, right?
Sometimes,
It just depends on different breeds produce different pigs, and it seems it's kind of dependent on the boar.
Right.
Certain boars, it's just their genetics. They only give 5.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we've got one boar that he's 12, 15 sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all different.
But heritage pigs typically have smaller litters, so you're really only gathering like 8 that are living at the most. So you're dealing with a lot. That's why there's a premium for buying these pigs, is because they take a lot longer to grow, growing them responsibly, of course, and then you're getting smaller litters, and so that's just sort of part of the process of what we go through. We're actually building up our herd this next month, so we're buying many more sows and gilts, and which is very exciting for us. So we're going to have a lot more babies on the ground here in the next 6 months.
Well, that's good. That's really good. So, what are your thoughts about the future of food in America? You guys are doing something unique and different. You knew that getting into it. And it was kind of like a crapshoot, It's like, we see this as a growing business. We're putting our feelings and our money into it, and our livelihood, our family. Do you what happens if you grow too big? And this is just a question that I thought about, because I know you put it on your webpage. You like being a small organization.
Yeah, we don't ever want to grow that big. That's a great question. So there's a cap for us. We're actually we've been blessed with business, so that's the first thing, and we've been blessed with people like you that understand and respect what we're doing, and so they want to buy our product. And so we've since the beginning had more demand than supply, and that's a great problem for us. So we are going to expand one more time here. We're going to buy another piece of property just for our butcher pigs that we can put them on, because we don't have that much space. We're on 15 acres, and we don't ever want them to be confined or maxed out. And so before we get to that point, we will do that, but that will be it. We never will go to the point where we're having to do capo facilities, indoor
right?
Indoor,
right?
It's always going to be a small craft family business, and that's our model, and we're not trying to go super big. I think even since 2011 when we started, I mean, the fact that you guys are even wanting to talk to us on the radio this morning is absolutely amazing, and so flattering. I mean, I don't think Mike and I even thought we'd be selling as many pigs as we're selling now.
I thought we were just going to be broke. 14 pigs outside. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all this amazing journey, and every step we take is great. And so I'm not sure that the goal is bigger is better. The goal is having our happy pigs, happy family, niche market. And
there you go. I don't think anybody could ask for anything more. It's the way it's the way of the world. Happy family, happy animals, happy world, happy tummies, and nobody's getting sick from gluten. So, and all that horrible things that come out of it. I just had another question in the chat room about farm to table restaurants. I mean, there's such a boom now. I know it's such a cliche saying, but I think that more people are really wanting to know where their meat is coming from, where their produce is coming from. Do you guys service a lot of restaurants in LA and San Diego?
We do. We're not that big in Orange County, but we have some great restaurants that buy from us consistently. But LA is our biggest. We kind of started in LA with an event called Koshan 555, which is actually coming out February 23rd here, which is the celebration of Heritage Hogs.
Oh, nice.
And our pig has won a couple years, and we got in with chefs. So, yes, we are. And you know what? I don't think that farm to table is cliche. You know why? Because it's real. And I think that when you're going out to eat, that you should care when you're spending over $50 a plate.
I agree.
You know, even if you're spending $20 a plate.
I agree.
Like, really, you know what you're putting in your body. And we're the type of people that would rather go spend more money at a restaurant and go out once a month over 4 times a month and get like an amazing meal where you know where everything's coming from. It makes the meal so much more special. And it's just the knowledge. I mean, nobody wants to be buying Cisco meat anymore.
Nobody does. Nobody does. And thank God they don't, because what they've been doing to animals over the years is just incredible.
Sick.
And as a consequence, humans. So
It's sick. Yeah.
and we're all connected, and that's one thing that we really need to know. And I'm the kind of person that does ask. So I agree. I want to know exactly where it's coming, everything. And I might be a pain in the ass, but I think I'm healthier for it, and I think I'm happier for it.
Yeah, we do the same thing. We go to a restaurant and they list on their menu, it's from whatever ranch it comes from or produce farm. I'll go on my phone, I'll look at it, just to kind of double check and make sure it's not, some hillbilly that's selling to Cisco and they're calling it farm to Cisco or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other thing, too, I was going to say about what's a really neat relationship between us and our chefs, which is really where we've started our business. And now we're rolling more into our retail cuts, and we're opening up a warehouse that we're going to be able to sell CSA products actually to all of the Southern California regions, which is very exciting. But with our chefs, they're so a part of our family now, and they're so a part of our ranch, to the point that we've started online ordering, and they don't even want to online order from me because they like talking to me or texting with me. Because
That's so sweet.
Relationship is real, and when they're doing their menus, it's really important for them that they put our name on the menu, because they're spending a lot more money than they would through Newport Meats or they would through Cisco, and they don't mind because people care, and it sells on their menu. And it's really a neat process for us because we're actually a part of that farm-to-table movement.
Yeah.
And we're a part of that. Where the farm is coming to the table, we get to be a part of all that. So it's really neat for us.
Yeah, I think Ray Garcia might be one of your chefs. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. He's been on the show, and he's a really good friend. He's a really great guy. You guys, so you have a warehouse, and we're getting questions on retail and wholesale and about ordering your pork. So you now have a warehouse, correct? And that's opening when?
It's opening in February. They start construction. I just got off the phone with my brother-in-law, who, by the way, works full-time with me as well. And I believe they start construction hopefully next week. And it will open in Kearney Mesa in San Diego, very central. First to second week of February, fingers crossed. We're going to be promoting a huge grand opening and doing specials. We'll be able to do tours through the whole warehouse, that you'll be able to see all of our fresh pigs that are hanging whole. You'll be able to see all of our cuts. We'll have a whole retail area. You can come in, and don't quote me because we haven't figured this out yet, but like 4 days or 3 days a week where you can actually buy product.
Right.
And then we'll be having a CSA we'll be doing once a month. We'll be having drop-off and meet-up sites all over Southern California. So all of our friends in Los Angeles, Orange County, Riverside, including, of course, Temecula, and the San Fernando Valley will be getting meet-up spots where they can be picking up their pork.
That's quite incredible. You guys are really expanding, and I think this is probably a really good spot for you guys right now.
Thank you. We're really, again, we're just blown away by how much we've grown and rolling with it and trying to get everybody product. And so, and it's been an amazing experience so far, and it's amazing to be able to raise our kids.
Those two boys are getting quite an education in life, It's kind of great. Yeah. It's kind of great.
They are. They understand depth and life and the circle of life a lot more than the average kid their age does. And it's a pretty beautiful thing. And, it's very neat.
And you guys also give tours on your family farm right now. Kids can come down, families. I have a cousin in Murrieta who I'm sending up to you guys with her kids. Yep. To meet the pigs and see the farm, see the working farm.
Yeah, we do that. Not right. Well, we could have done it right now because it's the craziest weather here ever. Usually it's snowing here, but it's in the 60s. So we'll do another one. I'm actually pregnant, and I'm due.
I know it. That's what my partner said. She's pregnant again. I can see it in the pictures.
Yeah. The first week of March I'm due, and so we'll do in April. We'll be doing another farm day. And I think I'm actually going to be opening up the farm soon to be doing a farm education day where I can educate other people who are interested in start farming.
Nice.
And do really go over all of our methods. I think I'll be doing that pretty soon. So.
Oh, great. Well, a Pisces baby, you're going to have your hands full. So.
Yeah. I have Taurus baby already. I mean, are you good?
Oh,
crazy.
boy, the Taurus. Yeah. Well, I cannot express to you both how I feel so blessed to speak with you both, and I am so in awe of what you do and every day, and thankful and blessed that you guys are giving us the food that you do. So we are really appreciative of your humane treatment of the animals, your sustainable practices, and encouraging other people to do it and teach them and educating them. You have quite a lifetime of greatness. So thank you both.
Very, very, very kind words. Thank you. We are absolutely flattered to be on your show today, and for all your listeners that are taking so much interest in what they're eating, we would love to get you all pork sometime soon. And I will have you sent some pork down there so you can try it.
Oh, for sure. I will definitely. I'm going to email you guys when I get done. I would love it. So thank you both. Good luck. Please, I'll keep everybody informed because you have obviously a Facebook page, facebook.com/cookpigs.
Yep, cookpigs.
Okay, Instagram, cookpigs, correct?
Yep. So, yeah, the only thing that's different is our Twitter is Cookpigs Ranch.
Cookpigs
Ranch. Everything else is Pinterest. We're on everything. And as you know, I'm very active on all that stuff. And,
Mike's laughing.
I try to make it like as translucent as we can, of what we're doing so people really feel like they're a part of it. And, it's really neat because when people come over to our ranch, they really do feel like they're a part of it. And they know all of our dogs by name.
Got a favorite dog.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. It's fun.
That's great. And also your cookpig.com, your regular website for people to find out about events, all your upcoming events, and how to find the pork online, all the kind of fun stuff. So thank you both very much. We got to go to commercial break, but I am just so blessed to have you guys with us. And take care, and hopefully we'll get to travel down there and meet up sometime.
Absolutely. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Take care, cooks.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, great. They were awesome. That was the most information I have gotten in this show in a long time, and I'm so impressed. We got to go to break, though, and when we come back, we got some events to go tell you about happening in L.A. and across the nation.
Ah, the holidays. A time for giving, a time for getting, and a time for going and going and going and going and going and going. When you need a break, we're here, helping you make sense of all the good and the going of the holidays. Happy holidays from all of us at ubnradio.com.
We are experts at video production. We have crews in over 100 cities and the finest editors in the world. It's fun to create your videos, and that's what we love doing. We're good at that. But the most important thing is, how do you use those videos? How do you leverage your video investment? We provide all the platforms to do that. Website design, social media, SEO, PR, and television. And all of those components do a dance that work in tandem with each other for a comprehensive marketing campaign that really helps grow your business.
Hey guys, this is Bob Merrick, the host of The Bob Show, the official morning show here on UBN Radio. We like to accentuate the positive in pop culture, human interest stories, and I don't know what else. Check us out from 9 to 11 a.m. on ubnradio.com.
Hi, this is Jenna from Create Your Life with Jenna Edwards every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here at ubnradio.com. Wishing you the most amazing holiday season from all of us at the Create with Jenna family. And may your new year be productive and positive.
Okay, welcome back to Pure Pollino. My name's Michelle Pollino. Happy New Year. Happy January 2nd. They were awesome, the cooks. They were awesome. I can't wait to send Steph and Art and the kids up to Julian to meet the pigs and check out the farm. It's exactly the kind of stuff that we need to be happening in America. I'm very passionate about this, that we need to treat our animals with kindness and grace and understand that how we treat them is how we treat ourselves. So a couple of things happening this weekend because I only have a few minutes left because they did take up most of the time, and I'm grateful for them. We have a food scavenger hunt happening in downtown LA this weekend. Watson Adventures is hosting a food-themed scavenger hunt, including stops at Chinatown. Each team is expected to bring a digital camera. It's happening Saturday, January 4th, and you can go to 877-9-GO-HUNT. The cost is $22 per adult, which is not bad at all. Also on Sunday, Beverly Hills Bites and Sights excursion, City Foodie Tours will take you around Beverly Hills on an hour-long tour of its food-making stops at both casual and fine dining restaurants. And that will cost you a little bit more. It's only $40 per person, but it still sounds fun. Beverly Hills Bites and Sights on Sunday, January 5th at 2 p.m. And there's also, of course, not leaving out my other favorite city, Philadelphia. And I'm sure there's going to be other favorite cities that come along. But all this month, each weekend in January, including this Saturday and Sunday, you can visit the Delco Vineyard, Chad's Ford Winery. It's my favorite winery. It's the only winery in Philadelphia. Well, it's one of the only wineries in Philadelphia in Delaware County. They hold tastings, guided tastings, tours of the grounds and the grape works. They're held every half hour from noon to 5:30. All this fun, only $20 per ticket. And you can find out more at chadsfordwinery.com. Coming up next week, we are speaking with food writers. For the first time, I will have the first annual Food Writers Roundtable, checking out the biggest fads of 2013, the cronut, and what to expect in 2014. Also, please become a fan on Facebook at facebook.com/Pure Pollino. Follow us at Pure Pollino on Twitter and Instagram, and sign up for our newsletter on my website, purepollino.com. Help us grow every day by watching, liking, and sharing the show. Send me your thoughts. I love hearing from you. I love your emails. Food for thought today. I will leave you with this from George Orwell. We may find in the long run that tinned food is a deadlier weapon than the machine gun. Okay, I'm out. Have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's take 2014 to the highest of heights for all of us. Have a great day.